Welcome to episode 1 of the haircutting series. If you're new here, my name's Brittany. I'm a cosmetology instructor. This here is Dr. W, a real medical doctor. And this bathroom here, this is the Redneck Salon. Yeehaw, doctor. By the end of this series, you're going to be able to complete several different haircuts, either on yourself or on someone else. And most importantly, you're going to understand why you're doing what you're doing, the theory behind it. For this entire series, I'm going to be referencing Milady, the 13th volume. You don't need this book or even to be in cosmetology school to follow along. I'll have visual aids up throughout this, but if you do watch this entire series, let me know. I'll print your cosmetology license off Photoshop. These first few episodes are mainly theory. I'm going to do my best to make it fun for you, but I want to be upfront that it is a lot of textbook information. But it's super important that we dive into the theory behind haircutting before we actually go in straight for the kill and start cutting hair, because like most things in life, you have to learn the rules before you can break them. And once you learn them, it's game on, baby. Break the rules. If you're in this book with me, it's going to be on page 358. We're going straight into head forms and reference points. When we're talking about the head form, we're literally just talking about the shape of the head. Within the head form or shape is what we refer to as reference points. These are just points in the head where the surface of the head changes shape. An example would be the apex, which is the highest point of the head. Ears are also a reference point. The jawline could be one as well. Reference points are extremely important because they're going to save you in a lot of ways. Not only is it going to help you create balance on the right and the left side of the face, or head form, shape, whatever you want to call it, it also allows you to recreate the haircut and customize the haircut to that individual. When we're haircutting, we have to remember that just because a haircut looks nice on Cuckoo Katie does not mean that it's going to look the same on Big B Betty. You have to take in consideration how that person's head is shaped, where their reference points are, and what suits their face shape. The first reference point we're going to talk about today is called the apex. Apex literally means the highest point of something. I think of Apex the game, but think of apex a mountain, tip top of the mountain. In our case, we're talking about the top of the head, the highest point of the head. Let me show you. Let me just draw a hairline on this little gal here. Woo. We're gonna take a standard comb. You can place it this way or this way, but you're taking the comb and balancing it on the top of the head. Where the comb is sitting flat, that is the apex or the highest point of your head. Apex right here. Moving forward, you're gonna hear a lot about the apex. That's where most of the sectioning takes place. We always start, or majority of the time, we start at the apex. So you can't just assume the apex is the middle of the head, because sometimes it's not. Again, why one haircut will look completely different on two different people. You could do the same cut, but because they have different head forms and shapes, it looks completely different. That's why it can be a little annoying when people or clients bring in a photo, a celebrity photo, like let's just say Celine Dion, and they want those bangs. Honey, you're gonna need a lot more than a good haircut to look like that. Oh, you're gonna need a lot more. She has a perfect forehead and your forehead is about this big. You're gonna need to go buy a new forehead and then come back to me. Maybe we can make it work. Apex, highest point, tippy top of the head. 4 corners. This is literally just 4 corners of the head. Now the head is round, but pretend if the head was square, you would have 4 corners. This is where weight gathers. It's one of my biggest pet peeves when I just kind of people watch and just staring at people, and I see that their hairdresser or whoever cut their hair themselves, whatever, doesn't matter, but didn't account for the 4 corner and didn't either round it off or remove that bulk of weight. So the 4 corners is extremely important when cutting hair, especially on shorter lobs, bobs, kebabs, whatever you want to call them. 2 different ways to find the 4 corners. Place the comb on the top of the head, apex here, place another comb on top, and you're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4 corners. Corner, 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 corner. So pretty much you're just pretending there's an X on the top of the head. Where the ends of the combs are, that is your corner. Another way is to rest the comb flat on the side of the head. On the forehead, that's a corner. That's going to be massive weight. Do it again on the back. Do you see that? Corner. The occipital bone, occipital bone, occipital bone. This is the bone that is protruding at the base of your head or scalp. Skull. You can take your hand and you can feel it. It has like a little dip. How to find this the technical way is to place your comb at the hairline, lay it flat against the head, and when it starts lifting off, do you see that? How the comb is lifting off the head? That is where that bone lives, right here. This is a super important reference point when we're talking about short haircuts, especially men's haircuts when we get into fading. Parietal ridge. This is the widest part of the head. Sometimes you'll hear it referred to as the crest, parietal ridge, same thing. To find the parietal ridge, you're gonna take your comb, place it flat on the side here where your ear is. Where the comb is lifting off, see this right here? That is the parietal ridge. It's this little section where the hair starts to bend, or the head starts to bend, excuse me. Again, very important when we're talking about short haircuts. This is a very big transition point from short to long in most cases. Now we're gonna move on to the areas of the head. The front is literally the front of the head. To find its exact location, find the apex here, and you take this and you divide the head. Woo! Usually it lands behind the ear, kind of drew the hairline wrong. Everything in front of this is the front. When you found the front, you've also found the back. So this is considered the back of the head. For the top, for the most part, it's literally the top. We found the apex. We're gonna find the parietal ridge right here. Again, you're splitting the head in half from the apex. So everything in this portion is considered the top. Think of a men's haircut. Longer on the top, shorter on the sides. This is the part that's going to be longer. This parietal ridge is your blending or fading area. Where two different lengths meet, you have to 45-degree blend them together so it's not a like, hey there, long top. Bowl cut with a shave. So I don't know y'all though, because I was at the skate park yesterday and I saw some hair. These men, they are looking snazzy, bringing back these mullets, bringing back bowl cuts. I loved it. This imaginary line continues. Everything in this portion is considered the crown. Crown on the top of the head. This is the area where you're gonna see cowlicks, whirls, swirls, and twirls. We'll get into how to accommodate for that later. You change shape and change direction to make everything appear as if it's one length. The sides are literally the sides of the head. Side one, side two. They start at the back of the ear. Again, I drew my ear wrong. The ear should be right there. They start at the back of the ear and move forward. So here, forward is considered a side. The nape is the back of the neck. Remember to find the occipital bone. Place the comb at the hairline where it starts to leave the head, right about here. Imaginary line here. Woo, woo, woo. This is the nape, back of the neck. Nape, neck, nape, neck. The bang area, also called the fringe area, is where the bangs are created, at the front of the head. If you take your comb, lay it on the hairline again, just like you did on the back, where the comb is leaving the head is the bang or fringe area. Hang on, I drew her hairline like way crazy. So you place the comb here, resting right here. This tells me where to start your bangs according to your head form or your head shape that you were born with. Because again, no one's head shape is the same. A lot of times, hairdressers make the mistake of pulling the bangs from the apex, which isn't a bad look. It's actually kind of trendy right now, but that is a lot of hair to pull forward. So to take bangs from back here can be kind of scary on people like me who are basically bald. That's half my dang hair. Okay, that is pretty much all of it. How you determine the rest of the bang is by the four corners. So again, the comb is at an angle. Here's a corner. Flippy dippy her around. Here's a corner. So we have corner, corner. We're gonna make a triangle, play connect the dots. This is my bang or fringe area, triangle. Now depending on how you over direct, which we'll get into later, how you pull the hair, move it, configure it, that's gonna determine what kind of bangs you're gonna have. But just imagine just pulling this straight down, cutting straight across bangs, all coming from here. This is gonna wrap up our basic parts of the head form and our reference points. If you are in school or just wanna print some paper, fire starter, whatever you need to do, on my website right here, I have a tab for you to be able to print or screenshot or whatever keynotes for you to follow along, as well as visual aids and diagrams. They're free, so use them. And y'all, it took me a long time to make these because I'm not really good at the computer, so please just print one out. But yeah, thanks for joining me here in the bathroom for episode 1. Until we meet again for episode 2, I hope you have an amazing week, and I will see you next time for something cool.